Okay, my name is Will Ryan. Here's some of my note cards. All right. The Supreme Court of the United States is America's pinnacle institution of law and justice. They make decisions that foundationally affect our nation's values. People sometimes question the validity of their unbiased opinions, though, due to the nature of their appointment by partisan politicians. The belief that justices make their own decisions based on their own personal beliefs and ideologies over laws and precedents is known as attitudinalism. And it is this concept that leads some to question the neutrality of our justice system. Today, I would implore you to consider the nature of the United States justice system to decide if they really are attitudinal, as some say, or if they are simply applying the Constitution to the laws to find the most accurate interpretations of our foundational document. Jeffrey Segal and Harold Spaeth, both well-respected and frequently published researchers on judicial topics, define attitudinalism as a court disputing cases in the eyes of facts and the ideological attitudes of the justices. According to the U.S. Court's website, the Supreme Court sees roughly 100 to 150 cases every year, and their decisions on these cases have complete and utter finality and can only be reversed by another Supreme Court decision. As a result, these justices take great care to consider all angles of an argument before making a final judgment. Some of their decisions are life-altering for many Americans, and it would be difficult to believe that they would make these decisions based so heavily on their own personal beliefs instead of the Constitution itself. As a result, I aim to use the next few minutes to ask you to consider that the Supreme Court of the United States makes decisions based on facts and precedents, and not based on their own personal beliefs. First, let's discuss how, even though the justices are appointed based on their own personal beliefs, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's how they will act on the bench. It is common for presidents to appoint candidates for the Supreme Court who generally support the same ideals that they do. Presidents will frequently do this in the hopes that future justices will make decisions and rulings that will more directly mirror the same ideals as their political party. However, there are some cases in which presidents have nominated candidates who did not make decisions that are in line with their own beliefs. One of the most notable justices is William Brennan. Back in 1956, President Dwight D. Eisenhower was looking to appeal to a wider group of voters in the upcoming election. So when he was posed with the need to appoint a new Supreme Court justice, he wanted to choose a moderate candidate. According to Justice Brennan's biography, Justice Brennan, Liberal Champion, written by Seth Stern and Stephen Wormiel, some of Eisenhower's advisors heard Brennan give a speech and thought that his more conservative beliefs on criminal justice would make him a great candidate for a Supreme Court justice. Brennan was confirmed, and though he had expressed conservative opinions on criminal justice, his actions on the bench were quite the opposite of that. Despite his private beliefs, Brennan made several decisions in the court that were based on what he said was the Constitution, or what the Constitution stated, that is. This included supporting abortion rights for women and opposing the death penalty for convicted felons. Though some believe the attitudinal system is adhered to in the justice system, this is a great example to show of how, even though he may have held privately conservative beliefs, that his decisions as a justice opposed the attitudinal model and focused instead on upholding what he thought the Constitution meant and was interpreted as. Next, let's discuss a more modern example of judicial appointments in which personal beliefs have gotten in the way of public opinion. Too often, people view the private beliefs of a judge as how they will act when they are a justice. This has most recently been seen in the confirmation of Justice Amy Coney Barrett. According to the White House website, President Trump nominated Justice Barrett on September 26, 2020. Several Democratic senators on the Committee of Judicial Appointments were dissatisfied with her nomination due to the belief that her Catholic religious ideals would get in the way of impartiality. BBC News Network, an impartial, nonpartisan, independent news organization, published a detailed article on Barrett's previously published articles, judicial philosophies, and previous rulings. In this article, they refer to a 1998 law article in which Barrett co-wrote, where she makes a statement on her personal faith saying that Catholic judges are obliged to adhere to their church's teachings on moral matters. This particular statement raises questions with her ability to be unbiased as a justice, and further raises the question that the decisions she makes could be more attitudinal than based in laws and precedents. However, Barrett herself denied this, and she has made several statements that contradict the idea that she is attitudinalist in nature. Back in 2016, she spoke to students at Jacksonville University, saying that judges shouldn't be appointed based on policy preferences, but that instead we should be putting people on the courts who want to apply the Constitution. And again, on October 12th, at the beginning of her judicial hearings, she said that she admired the late Justice Antonin Scalia for his ability to apply the law as written, even when it meant reaching a decision that he did not personally agree with. Though she may have privately held conservative beliefs, that doesn't reflect on how she will act on the bench. Just as Justice William Brennan had some privately conservative beliefs, he acted by applying the Constitution to all of his rulings, even when it meant making choices that he was personally in disagreement with. To review, I hope that I've displayed to you just how justices of the Supreme Court are citizens with private and personal beliefs, but that these beliefs won't necessarily get in the way or reflect their judicial rulings. Understanding how justices of the Supreme Court are entitled to their own beliefs but do not necessarily act on them can help us to consider how we as a nation should trust our courts to uphold the laws and precedents established rather than breaking to make decisions based on their own attitudes. It isn't easy to be unbiased and to leave our opinions out of the decisions that we make, but justices like William Brennan have shown us that we should trust our justice system to make decisions based on our Constitution for all of the American people.